All right, everybody, we're here to talk about the best game of gaming. It's Super Mario 64, and I have Games with T with me. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, and really glad to be part of history, as this is one of those historical games that really left a mark.
Yeah, it's a classic, and yeah, I'm happy to have you in general. It's been kind of games without T lately.
That is true. Well, it's just one of those scheduling things. Hopefully, it will be games with T soon enough. But right now, yeah, it's a little bit without T, or a
Yeah,
little bit of less games with T.
I put on my Keurig today, so we have T with us. So
Me,
Awesome.
Mario.
welcome. All right, Super Mario 64. So I've been playing this game a lot lately, and I thought of you. I remember you had talked about growing up with this game back in the day and playing it with some Navy buddies. Is that right?
That is correct. It was one of the very first games. As a matter of fact, when I saw this 3D, true 3D game, it was like amazing, eye-opening almost, where nobody had ever done anything like this. Such a revolutionary game, and yeah, we used to play it. One person would play, and the rest of us would watch, and all of us would have fun.
It's awesome. You know, I had some memories recently with a coworker doing that on like the last day of work when we're just packing everything up before the year's up, and then we would just kind of trade the controller like every star, and we'd just see how far we could get, and it was a good time.
It's definitely a great game. Still holds up to this day, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people complain about stuff like camera angles. I'm like, that's just par for the course with the N64. So.
If only they knew what things were like before this game.
What were they like from your perspective?
Well, to me, this was the first true 3D game. I mean, when people talk about new technologies and new systems, and when they want to see something that has not been done before, this game, when I saw this for the first time, I was like, okay, now I know what 3D gaming is in general. It was like I said, revolutionary. I know I don't want to overuse the word, but it really is true. If you think back at all console launches and the games that came with them, to sort of display, with the 3DS, it was the 3D, and various other consoles, the Wii, the motion controls. I think when it comes to 3D gaming in general, no one did it better initially than the N64.
Yeah, and this is like, what is it, the first game for N64? I can't remember, but I think it's right up there. And for it to be as good as it is in 3D, all these mechanics, the different jumping, I kind of just had like a epiphany recently playing it. It's just freedom of movement anywhere and everywhere. The jumps, the swimming, even just it's so good.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was one of the launch titles or launch window titles. I don't know exactly for sure, but I think the N64 launched with like 3 or 4 games, and I believe this was one of them. And what a
Mm.
game to launch with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started the video here by opening up with Peach's letter and just like the intro sequence to the game. What's that like for you, either back in the day or in just thinking about it today?
Yeah, as I'm watching the gameplay, I was pretty much doing, the same thing, I guess, that a lot of people would do, is just kind of run around the open area and just explore, just see what the game has to offer. I know eventually, if I remember correctly, I went into the castle, and that's when you jump into these pictures or whatever it is. But initially, it was just sort of running around on just learning to jump, just enjoying the area. And it wasn't till after some time that I made it into the castle itself.
Hmm. Yeah, so much cool, calm exploration out there, just the nature and everything. It's just a very pleasant atmosphere. Speaking of which, we're going into one of the first worlds in the game. It's Bob-omb Battlefield. I love Bob-omb Battlefield. How do you feel about it?
So there's a funny story about this one, as I could not, and we'll see, I'm sure, as the video goes on, but I could not figure out how to beat the boss. I was like, oh, this is so frustrating. I don't know what to do. But eventually I did, and that was amazing.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately,
yeah,
I
just
don't
the
have
overall the climb.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the overall climb, different aspects of the level, the shooting out of a cannon, all that stuff was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I don't have video of me against King Babam here because I was just going for stars that because I was trying to go for 1 star at a time. But I definitely, when I fought King Babam on the top of the mountain here, I used to think you're supposed to throw him over the mountain. And anytime you do that, he'd say, "You're not allowed to do that. That's a penalty. You must obey by the royal rules of the castle," or something. And then he would just throw you off too. So I was getting trolled by King Babam. It makes sense. You think like, oh, do the most damage, throw him off, but you have to just throw him in
Yeah.
the thing. The grabbing is weird too. I don't love that mechanic, but it does function well enough. But I have a lot of memories here too. I think specifically, I mean, this Chain Chomp one's a classic, getting him to break the gate, but also just flying around with the wing cap. This might be one of the best wing cap stages, and collecting all the 100 coins, because you have to go fly in the air to do it. And I love the flying in this game as well.
Yeah, actually, with the N64, it was this and Pilot Wings that they kind of really made you feel like you're flying within the game. Yeah, definitely in Mario 64, I remember that. Now we kind of take it for granted, and the Legend of Zelda and this and that, but really, it was really cool back then.
Dude, I imagine. I mean, because you compare it to flying games from before, and it's like, oh, do I really want to play like G-Lock Air Battle or like, Afterburner? Which, I mean, respect to Afterburner and the Top Guns of that era, but in video game form, like, this is just such a one-up, unironically for Mario, but it is a one-up.
100% couldn't agree more.
But I never thought about that, like comparing the fact that this launched alongside Pilot Wings, another flying game. That's really interesting, like the concept of what is the N64. It's a system that allows you to really spread your wings and fly in all dimensions,
Yeah.
even from the very
Yeah.
start. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if Pilot Wings wasn't a launch title. I don't remember, but I know it was close to launch. But yeah, I remember Pilot Wings also very much impressing me, and of course this game too. But it was just really cool. Like I said, the freedom of 3D platforming and adventuring was really never quite done to this level before.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was a launch title, so that's it's pretty awesome. And there's Bob on Battlefield. And I was also realizing recently too, like another thing that's cool is like, you only need 1 star, and then you can go to the next world. So it's not like you're
Yes.
locked behind this one world.
Yeah.
It's a very non-streamlined game. Like it is in a sense, because like you have your first section of worlds to go to, but you can rotate. And even then, when you go to the second world, you can always go back to the first, and then things open up, secrets open up. So
Yeah, I think although not quite the same, but Banjo kind of took that formula as well and kind of ran with it. Rare and of
True.
course Nintendo were working together
yeah, good
with
point.
Banjo Kazooie.
I can't remember the name of this one. I think it's Thwomp's Fortress. Maybe I'm wrong. But this is another classic second stage. How do you feel about this one?
I don't remember much about it, but yeah, I think for the most part, at least early on, the only stage that I remember that gave me trouble was the water one, which water, of course, in general, that one really gave me a hard time. But overall, I think the early stages were all pretty awesome.
Yeah.
No, I know when I see, yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, there's those, and I don't remember the names of the stages because it's been so long. But the one where you're sliding around in snow, I love those. Those are
okay.
absolutely a blast to play.
I just remember with this one, like a big thing for me is like the huge, massive, oversized thwomp at the top of the castle. That's pretty iconic, and he just thwomps down on you. You can run between his legs, so it's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I think yep.
This one also has like a chip in the wall. There's a star that's hidden in a wall. If you didn't know about it, like that'd be like super tricky to just find, or just like you're supposed to blast into it with a cannon. Like that's pretty tricky. There's a tower at the top. There's a owl in a tree that drops you into a star, and a bunch of random red coins here too. But I like this one generally. It's probably one of the best paintings in the game when you jump into it, like the whole polygon town.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm struggling to remember much else as far as like memorable stars here. I'm not really sure, but I remember spending time here.
When did you beat this game?
So my
Or
first
play this game?
video game ever was Ocarina of Time alongside Pokemon Snap, which released in '98. So I feel like I got Mario 64 later, and then I played it. And I was reminiscing on this recently. Like, I have more... I don't know if I have more Banjo memories, but I feel like I played Banjo more. But I also remember elements of Mario 64 so well, even just from playing it back then, where individual stars are. Like, I can kind of go into any of these stages pretty blind and do pretty well with it.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I'm the same way because I definitely played Banjo a lot more than Mario 64. And they're both equally amazing games, but it was just one of those things where I kind of gravitated towards Banjo. Maybe because I owned that game and I didn't actually own Mario. My friends did, so I'm sure that was a factor.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely gravitated to Banjo because Banjo has like, and you know, I was thinking about this too. Like in my age now, what kind of games do I appreciate? And back then, I used to appreciate more of a narrative-driven experience, and Banjo's kind of funny with all the goofy characters. But then like, there's some plot line there too. I used to like Banjo-Tooie a little more. Maybe for some of the movesets as well, but I think it's just a little more heartfelt. With Mario, I don't really think about go to the castle and save the princess. I just think about what cool star am I going to get next? How do I get it?
Absolutely, yep. Just like that one right there.
Yeah, a dual star. This is the 8 red coins and the 100 coin star. And that was always cool too. I appreciated that you could go into a world and get 100 coins for an extra star, like that idea of like a hidden secret. Some stages are annoying with that, but this isn't one of them.
This music is such a classic too.
It's just called. Is it called Course 2? I'm so confused. Oh my god, the castle theme? Yeah, dude. So many memories with a lot of these songs. So
yeah,
pretty awesome. Womp's Fortress. Yeah, it was okay. Now we're off to your favorite water level. There are 2 water levels, so we'll see which one was the one that gave you the hard time. It's probably this one. No, there's 3 water levels, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, we'll get to them. And here's the iconic Can the Eel Come Out to Play? I think, okay, so this is Jolly Roger Bay. I love the music for this. I'll start with that. And I love elements of this. How do you feel about Jolly Roger Bay?
Yeah, I think this is the level that I will say if I was to rate all the levels, this would not rank as high for me. Not that I don't appreciate it, but just the overall. Yeah, there we go. The overall water mechanics just didn't work for me at the time. But still a good level. I mean, they're all good, but.
Yeah, this one is tricky because even things like the eel on the pirate ship below, like that, getting him to come out while your life is draining is not great.
Yeah.
And the movement from there, I kind of gravitate to a lot of the parts that were on land. I do like when the ship comes up and you get the red coins. And I went back in because that star was so fast again. I was like, I have to go back. So I mentioned this before. You asked me about like kind of where I was at. So do you feel like you know where most of the stars are today if you went back and played this?
Absolutely not. I would have to go and just redo everything. Yeah, it's been some time. And you know, I did actually go back and replay and get a bunch of Super Mario Odyssey stars again. I just finished that run this year earlier. Well, it was moons in that case, but I do want to go back to 64 and try to relive some of the memories of the past, if you will.
Okay, that's better than me. I haven't played Odyssey since the first time I played it, but I've been wanting to. It just feels like a lot of moons, so I know it's going to be a big endeavor.
Yes.
That's a Switch game I wouldn't sell though. Along with this, the 3D All Stars, like to me, those are must-haves. It's very hard because I'm in the process of selling a lot of games, but I'm like, which ones could I not separate with? And it's definitely those two. Even though I haven't played Odyssey in a
Right.
while, I'm like, I want to be able to play Odyssey whenever.
Yeah, for sure.
And with this, I was
Definitely
surprised.
classic.
I thought it would be Sunshine was that game for me, where it was like I'd want to be able to access Sunshine a lot. But I'm playing 60. I played 64 back to back, like a couple weeks. You know, it's just so fun to just kind of go through and get a bunch of stars, just real quick, and just kind of play for the game and let Mario drown in a bed
Yeah,
of
I never
eels.
played Sunshine. I guess the trauma from the water levels just said, okay, I'm not going to play anything where the focus is water. I'm just kidding, of course. But yeah, I never played Mario Sunshine, but maybe I do need to someday.
Do you
Hopefully
have
soon.
the 3D All Stars on Switch?
Say again?
Do you have Super Mario 3D All Stars on Switch?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And that's where I replayed 64, at least the first few levels. There we go. I like this level.
Yeah,
This is
cool
yeah.
mountain. There we go.
Yes, I actually like this level quite a bit. So anything with snow, usually snow is another thing that I'm not a big fan of, but in this case, I didn't mind it.
Hmm. What do you like about it?
Just the overall mechanics. You're slipping and slide like right there. I just for whatever reason, I enjoyed it. Now
Yeah.
you're doing quite well. It's not as simple, but oh, that's what I did a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of that. So this one definitely has some iconic elements too. I really like the penguins. You see the penguins come back a lot. In fact, one of them's coming back for the new Mario Kart game.
Oh yeah, oh,
The
nice.
little secret chimney entrance here.
Yep, yep.
And then the snowball head was like the death of me. I didn't understand what the hell I was doing for so much of it. But I did eventually figure it out. I don't know if I did it in this video here. And a lot of like hidden areas in this level too. Like there's a warp at the bottom to go back to the top.
Yes. I remember that.
It's just a very
Absolutely.
big level. I kind of like it. So
Yeah.
here we go. You're supposed to make that thing stop for the snowman, and I had no idea how to do it. So I'm like really freaking out over this thing. Like, what am I supposed to do? I might not do it here, but the trick is you actually have to be behind the snowman's head at the time that the snowball is coming because it's coming for you. So you have to make it roll into the snowman.
Oh, okay, cool.
But there's definitely like, I don't know. This is a nice little snow level that I can appreciate today.
Yeah, for sure. I spent a lot more time with these levels, the snow levels, the regular levels, a lot more, and the water levels. It was like, can I just be done with this? I was like, I want to be done. I think part of it is also, your time limit as your air is running out. I never appreciated that as much. I know a lot of games do it, but it was not for me. Oh, almost had it.
Yeah, I was trying to do some trick stuff, but this I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it, so. I'm very curious which other star I go for here. There's another like hidden area that's below the level that I really like. You could use the cannon to get there, or I think there's a part where you can like jump off the level. I guess I do go for Snowman's head though, so I probably wouldn't waste more time on this video footage here. There are a couple worlds here where I was like, okay, I just want to quickly get the star to get the video moving for us, but
Right.
I don't think this was one of them. I was like, I gotta get one star before I close it. I never stop to read the text for this stuff. I really don't like this bridge segment with these snowmen. Just the slow down, having to wait. I'm always in such a rush when I'm playing this. I'm like, ah. Yeah, so this is the area I like. This is like the wall cakes part. There was another part that really gave me a hard time back in the day. It was there's a race with the penguin in the house, and
yes, I did that quite often.
that one was tricky because it's like you could fall off at any time, and
Yeah.
I guess there's a word for it. I forget exactly what it's called, but when like the AI just kind of keeps up with you, it like scales with your pacing.
Oh, yeah. It's
Rubber
rubber
banding,
banding, I think.
yeah.
Yep.
So he rubber bands with you, and I just thought he was always like wicked fast, and I had to go super fast, but then I would fall off the edge. But you're basically, I think you're pretty much guaranteed the win if you finish the race like appropriately.
Yeah.
So I discovered that recently. Always a cool moment.
Right. Oh, almost at it.
And then this one is wall kicks will work. It's interesting
Yeah.
seeing wall kicks in this game. I can't really think about like if wall kicks were in Mario games before. I'm not too familiar with Super Mario World.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't recall, but I think this was one of the earlier games to introduce it.
It feels like a very video gamey thing to do though, like a Ninja Gaiden thing or something. So
Yes.
it's interesting. And now, where are we off to? I don't remember. For World 5. Those are the first 4 worlds in the game. Oh, yeah, I think I just go for one of the bonus stars here for fun. I like that this is a room. One of the castle's hidden stars. Do you have any memories with the hidden stars or just any of the hidden components of Mario 64?
Oh, man. I do remember this level right here. Sliding down. Like I said, anything that had to do with sliding, I just really enjoyed it. But apart from that, yeah, I don't recall. It's been quite some time. But I definitely remember this level right here.
Other like hidden stars I could think of would be like your caps. So there's a couple like hidden caps, the flying cap star, the invisible cap star, and then the metal cap star. So yeah, I always kind of appreciate like this sun pad right here. If you look up when the light's shining down, you can go fly around the world. So that's pretty cool. And now we're off to another part of the castle, the courtyard with the booze. And of course, there's like 20 boos out here, and only one of them has the entrance to the level.
Yep.
How do you like this whole, like the booze balcony and the big booze haunt area?
Yeah, actually, don't mind it. It's once again just another sort of just changes the atmosphere and everything. I appreciate it. This is not obviously they incorporated the booze in a lot more Mario games and of course Luigi games too. I think Luigi games as well with their what is it? The mansion or whatever else. I'm blanking on the Luigi mansions. Yeah, Luigi's mansions or whatever. I think they had booze with there too. But yeah, I just overall appreciate the mechanics. Recently, I played Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, and there's a really good incorporation of some of the booze in that game as well. So yeah, I like it. Maybe for some people it's frustrating, but I just like the you look towards it and they kind of go away and then they follow you. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, they had definitely had booze up to this point. I mean, I think Super Mario World definitely has its share. But in this one, it's pretty. There's a lot of feelings. It's very dark. Like just the sounds of this music, the whole haunted mansion element, and then taking them out in 3D is pretty interesting. Even the concept of taking them out, because usually they'd be a kind of invincible enemy.
Yeah.
And of course, they're all types of tricky. Like now, you need to be able to get to the top of this mansion. To do that, you have to do some wicked jumping.
They're like, we're not going to make it easy for you.
No, not in Star 5. The first one's easy enough, but this is tough.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
But then you just go too far, and it's like, why?
Let's try again.
Yeah, don't fall off this time. But there's some exploits you could do, like a backwards kick pushes you back. So if you start sliding down a slope, you can do that to kind of maneuver a little easier.
Have you watched any of the speed runs on Mario 64? Just
Oh
out of
my gosh,
curiosity.
yeah, I've seen them. Like, I would love to be able to do some of the tricks they do. It's actually dependent on the
Absolutely.
version you have, though, because a lot of people do the backwards long jump into a stairwell, and you can't do that on the majority of Mario 64 versions. You need either
Oh,
like
I didn't
the
know that.
original N64 cartridge, because they had like a second printing where you couldn't do that, or you need the virtual console version on Wii. This version doesn't allow you to do it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But I have seen them,
It,
and they're impressive.
yeah, they're quite impressive.
Yeah. I think that you could even beat the game with 0 stars now. Like, that's really... I don't even understand how we've discovered that. I thought there was a star here, but I don't know. I guess I was wrong. That was my problem. When I was getting gameplay, I was like, oh, I just want to keep playing this level. I don't, I don't
Yeah,
want to. I don't
yeah,
want to stop.
yeah,
But I think you're right. I think that they have taken the booze, standalone booze stuff, and turned it into something good with the Luigi series.
yeah.
How do you like Boo as a character?
I like them. I mean, they're nice. I mean, I think all the Mario characters are pretty charming. Even their Goombas, which are the typical villains. I kind of feel bad for them. They're like, they're just minding their business. Mario comes along, or quote unquote pokes the bear, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get you now," or whatever. Overall, I think the Mario characters are all pretty charming in their own
Right.
way.
Yeah, and this one too. Those Goombas, they're just so cute and innocent.
Yeah, poor guys.
I don't know why I was so stubborn here. I just wanted to keep going for that star. That's kind of how I just feel playing this game. Is I want to go for
Yeah, well, I
everything.
mean, this is what I would be doing too. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, I'm so close. I can touch it. Nice.
Yeah. But you have to, I think, get the invisible cap down there, bring it up here to that portrait, and then go in to get the star. So,
Okay.
a bit tricky. Do you have any favorite characters from Mario 64? Either enemies or...
Oh man. Yeah, I can't think of too many favorites. I just think overall, I will say the Penguins. Probably, I enjoyed, them as characters within the game. Um, but yeah, a lot of them I don't really even recall anymore. It's been, like I said, such a long time. Don't remember, of course, Mario himself, iconic. Really, and that's kind of the thing with these games. The focus is so much on Mario that you kind of forget that there are other characters in the game as well.
what were some of your favorite stars or star memories that you have?
Oh man, I don't even remember. So I think some of them we've already seen. The one where you're sliding down that secret star right there. I think that was definitely one of them. Um, and I think you got stars for fighting the bosses. Is that correct, or is that not?
Yes,
Is
yes,
that
you
not
do.
a thing? I don't. Yeah. So some of the boss battles, I enjoy that. I think I remember in the water level, there's I think a boss battle around the shipwreck, if I'm not mistaken. I think maybe so, maybe not. I don't remember, but I remember around where the shipwreck is towards the bottom. There's some
Yeah.
stars and stuff that I remember finally getting and being very happy that I got them.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, if you ask me specifically, I don't even remember
That's all
anymore.
right.
Unfortunately,
Maybe
it's
some
been
of these, clips will trigger some. So
yeah.
that's all right. This bunny is a pain in the ass. But gives you a star, so it's always worth it. I like seeing Toad peppered throughout the castle. I don't really like
Yep.
Toad generally, but in this game I kind of like him.
Yeah, those bunnies. I think my favorite ones were Super Mario 3D World, where you're running around and trying to catch those bunnies. I think I really enjoy that game as well. I don't know if you ever played it or not, but
I'm actually playing it right
uh,
now. I've almost
okay,
beat it before, but I don't remember much. Um,
okay,
but there's definitely like a lot of cool coins in there. It almost like takes a note out of this, where it's like it adds collectability um, to like a 2.5D Mario. So I think that's pretty novel.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I'm not a big fan of is the time limit. I wish I could just explore forever, and that goes for I know the 2D Mario's like to include that time limit. It doesn't. I don't like it.
You're right.
That's just me though. Which is why I appreciate this game. I know there are some areas where you have to finish something in certain. That's fine, but overall, just let me do whatever I'm doing.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Here we go now to Hazy Maze Cave. This was a underground level. You jump into a metallic pool of water to get to it.
I don't even remember this at all. This will be a new experience.
Wow. Do you remember there's like a sea monster at the bottom of the level? I don't think I go to it in this one.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
No.
Okay. This one, yeah, this one is devious, man. Like getting these red coins up here is pretty wild. It's just an elaborate maze. There's like a toxic underground. You can use. This is how you get the metal cap
Okay.
through one of the doors towards the bottom of the lake.
Well, there's that classic Mario cave music.
Yeah. No. Yeah. The metal cap is so cool. You don't really need it for a lot of stuff, but it's just such a, I don't know, it's such a cool looking transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I went and showed you. There's like also like these big boulders that roll down on a hill that like is straight out of Indiana Jones. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, okay.
And I wish I showed you some of
Well,
those
that's
things.
kind of yeah, that's kind of in the beginning too, right? The beginning level sort of has that.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that world now. There's a lot of like quick jumps you can do to kind of get around it fast, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I can't remember the exact order. It doesn't really spell out, oh, this is course 5 or 6 or 7, you know. So, or it does here, but lethal, or maybe it doesn't even. Lethal Lava Land. Remember this one?
Yeah, probably not because I can't recall, but I think in general, lava is not my best friend.
Oh, this one's awesome. You can
I
actually, so you can jump into the volcano to get some stars, but you can also kind of surf around on a Koopa shell. You can
Okay,
get
cool.
a wing cap and fly around. So it's almost like 2 worlds in one. There's outside the volcano and inside the volcano. You know what it is? It's probably because like you grew up, like when you grew up, you'd play just as much as you could with your friends.
Yeah.
So like these later levels don't really jut out as much. But I like this one. Like you said, lava's it's definitely tricky to work with. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like I appreciate all the variety in Mario, how it goes from all these environments. But usually when it comes to lava, I'm like,
mm-hmm.
let me just get through this one.
Some wicked platforming.
Although this level doesn't look that bad at all.
It's really not.
Yeah. There's a star waiting for you.
Yeah. I actually kind of like it, like in all things considered. Especially, it's too bad I didn't show you outside the volcano because there is some pretty cool elements there too.
Well, I mean, I can always, play the game again. So just to refresh my memory, I've just
Sure. We're off to Shifting Sand Land, so we got a desert level. And, yeah, this one's pretty iconic for a lot of
like
elements. The pyramid,
yeah.
flying around.
Yep.
4 pillars, a little oasis. Do you have any memories with this one?
Yeah, I think I do remember and kind of enjoying this level. In general, I think a lot of these Mario 3D games have pyramids. They like to introduce pyramids in their worlds, so they always kind of stick out.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like they've used these assets a lot. I think there's like a level in Mario 3D World that's kind of like inspired by this too, I think.
Definitely in Odyssey there is. Yeah, I think a lot of times when you're, kind of flying around or whatever, it's just,
What's the world in Odyssey that's like this?
so it's I'm not talking about the exact, not well, maybe there are pyramids too, but it's the second world. What is it called? It's basically a lot of sand. It's pretty open world. You can even ride, I believe it's a tiger or whatever. I can't remember the name of the level. Yeah, I think you go underground and there's some uh, pyramid-like structures too. What is the name of that level? I can't remember now. But it's the second world. Maybe it will come to me.
I actually find this one harder to manipulate than the lava level because the lava at least sends you back up. The oasis or the quicksand will just be an instant death for you.
Yeah.
So I was having a hard time with this. But I like this too. So, in addition to the flying cap, there's the Koopa shell, which is like something you can just surf on the level with.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's super cool. It's like skateboarding or something.
And it handles pretty well too. Like I said, for a game during that time, great. Like everything is moving nice and smoothly. Now this may be upscaled or whatever, but it just feels awesome.
Sure, I mean, it probably controls even better on certain controllers too. Like, cause
Yeah.
using my Switch controller's not perfect for this, but like, it works good enough. But I don't have the high-end one either. There's like a fancy one you can get.
Yeah, yeah.
Tricky with the camera angles though.
Yes.
But I think it's like really interesting, like how each of these worlds is just kind of like a fragment of a world. Like you can really see how kind of contained it is.
Yeah. For sure.
But I don't mind that. Like I think it's kind of charming.
No,
in
I
its
think
own
it
way.
makes it makes it like each world. It kind of gives it its own personality. I think that's overall just. Plus, it makes as you're playing, you're basically not getting bored. I guess is what I'm saying. You're kind of going from different mechanics, different areas, different types of movement. It just keeps things fresh.
Mm. And it also shows like you really don't need to do a lot in a world to like make it stand out. You don't need to make this big elaborate open world for a thing. Like,
Correct. Yeah, for sure. Yes, absolutely.
I like.
And I wish more people would.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wish more developers would kind of take note of that.
Yeah, I know, because I feel like there's this impression of, oh, we need to make like a big grand thing, but really, realistically, a nice hub and like a couple good worlds, and you got yourself a game.
Yep.
Granted, Nintendo's got infinite resources to
Yes.
make whatever, but there we go. Love Mario. Mario's sound effects. He's so personable in this game. So when's the last time that you played Mario 64?
Years and years and years ago. Now I did play it for a little bit. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but I didn't make it past the first level. So I was kind of hanging around the first level, or maybe it was first, second level. I don't remember. But yeah, this was probably late 1990s is when I played it, which is why I don't remember much.
Okay. Late 19. Yeah, so wow. Good 25 plus years.
Yeah, yeah. So, unfortunately.
So this is the
I forget.
This is the second water level. It's actually used to open up the access to the second Bowser battle. I don't know why the name is kind of escaping me, but the key like features here are like a submarine at the end of the world, where you have to jump on to get the star. There's a couple treasure chests
Okay.
and this little vortex that you have to kind of avoid.
Yeah, I don't remember much about this level at all. I don't think when I was replaying, I made it over here.
Hmm.
Like I said, these are all very blurry, but it's really cool to sit in and watch this because it's like, oh yeah, this is. It just reinforces what I was saying that this game is so iconic, and it's amazing to just see how much
Hmm.
this game was doing back then.
This stage is called Dire Dire Docks, as is the song for like all the water segments, which is pretty awesome because I love this song, like even on piano and stuff.
Right.
But I agree, yeah, it's nice to kind of see all these levels and just think about them in conversation with the earlier ones. Because I think the earlier ones are the most like known, but some of the later ones really do shine in some ways. This one is okay. I don't know if this is like my favorite water level. This one, it's not the worst. It's just a little tricky.
What
All
is your
these,
favorite level?
my favorite level, period.
Yeah.
Hmm. Good question. I'll probably put Hazy Maze Cave up there. I do really like Bob-omb Battlefield. Some of the later ones that we're going to see are also really good and really up there. Probably the Rainbow Cruise level. And I think that would probably be about it.
Okay.
Least favorite, I'd probably say the Shifting Sandland. I don't really love that one, although I don't hate it. I don't think there's any levels I really hate.
Makes sense.
But some are just not as memorable as others, and I think
Right.
like that one is one of them. There's no big boss battle, it's just kind of like some dull water moments. Even the Jolly Roger Bay has like the eel and stuff.
Yep.
But there's things about it I like. I like that like you just saw, I got kind of suckered and didn't get the star because the vortex pulled me
Yeah.
out. It takes
Yeah.
you out of the castle, so it shows how like the levels are interconnected to like even the hub
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So we're now going to the top floor for the final section of levels from Mario
Nice.
64. Do you remember any that are up here?
Nope.
Okay. Here we go to the first one. This is a wet dry world, and depending on how high you jump into the painting will affect the height of the water in this world.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So you actually need it to be at its highest in order to jump into that little gated area over there. And then there's like a cool little polygon town at the end of it. I don't think I show it here, but it's a really cool thing to explore. This one
That
is
is a really cool thing.
it's a really tricky world. Yeah, I really like that it's kind of like a hidden feature to the game.
Yeah.
Stars here are memorable. They're just very challenging to get, is all. And I think we got the cave music again. I'm
Yeah.
really appreciating the background here too, like all these houses and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
So then there's also these little pyramid structures throughout the level that will raise and drop the water level for certain stars. So I think this one has a lot of character. Just a little tricky, is all.
Yeah. If I remember, used back in the day, it would be really hard to navigate because it was still, an early 3D game, so the camera angles, you were still kind of fighting them like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also trying to avoid, like,
Yeah.
damage from those guys, so. There's all different elements here, though, that are really cool. Like, you're supposed to technically take those blocks there to get that star, but you could just raise the water to get it. And I think I kind of appreciate, like, that, like, the freedom in everything. Like, no playthrough really feels exactly the same for me.
Right.
And if I'm playing for the first time too, there's a lot of like, oh wow, you can do that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Many mysteries to Mario 64. But I could see this one giving you a hard time. You didn't like Dire Docks or Jolly Roger Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, there's, like I said, there's not a lot of water levels that I was like, yeah, I like this one, at least in this game. Now, some of the later games, I did appreciate them.
It's okay, because after this world, no more water levels for the rest of the game.
All right.
Unfortunately, we may have to sit and suffer through this wet, dry world gameplay for a minute or two more, though, because I'm really hunting for, like, a star to get, just so we can move on
Yeah.
with the gameplay.
Oh, yep. Pyramid.
Yeah. So I know you're taking a little break from the content creation, but when you get back, what are some things that you want to work on?
Who knows? Definitely want to talk about, just some of the games. So it's not like I have not been playing games. I've definitely been playing a lot of games. So I'll just probably, I kind of like what Bios does. He just does reviews, doesn't care about anything else, and I kind of want to do that as well. Just whatever, play a game, review it. If people want to watch it, they can. If not, whatever. But I think that's probably what I'm going to focus on. Maybe not call it a review, but I really am sort of done with all these trying to please viewers or whatever. I kind of want to do my own thing.
Got you.
So
Yeah,
I don't care if it's one view or whatever.
sure. Yeah, because I mean, there's like a very clear formula to like doing videos in a way that like will perform or like I think YouTube is kind of rewarding clones in a sense, people who do like exactly what other people do, and I'm not really interested in doing that like entirely. Like I think the new trend is kind of like people who just kind of like document their entire gameplay of a game and like just kind of commentate on it like after the fact. And it feels like so much work for just
Yeah,
playing a video game, and I don't really
yeah.
love that.
Well, that's part of the reason why because it's just everything is like work, and I enjoy making list videos every now and again, but sometimes it's like for example, if I wanted to talk about the last 10 games that I beat, well, the one that's all the way game number 10 that I beat when in January, it's hard to talk about it. So I kind of want to, you know, maybe talk about a game just briefly, what I thought about it, and sort of move on to the next thing. I've been
Mm.
playing a lot of RPGs lately, so that's another problem.
What
Not a problem.
no, not at all. What RPGs have you been playing?
A lot of strategy RPGs. So I'm going through currently my fourth or fifth playthrough of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Wow.
I've already beaten that. Yeah, so I absolutely love that game. And then a bunch of strategy RPGs. I mean, there's too many lists like Redemption Reapers, Banner of the Maid. I'm sure probably many that you haven't heard of. I don't know if you've heard of Banner of the Maid and Redemption Reapers.
No.
Um, yeah. So a lot of sort of unknown Goblin Slayer is another one. Another, just like I said, just been going to town. I don't know, for whatever reason I'm feeling strategy RPGs, so that's what I've been playing a lot of.
Awesome.
And I beat Odyssey again as well, which is why I'm ashamed that I can't remember the name of the second level, but whatever.
Second level of
Really enjoyed
Odyssey.
it.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I just remember like
It's
there's the
Sand Kingdom
moon.
or some kingdom. Yeah, I think it's Sand Kingdom, but I don't
Okay.
know for sure. I could look it up, but I'm not going to.
Yeah,
That's
don't
cheating.
blame me.
But watching this, I kind of want to play Mario 64 again.
Hey, it's not too retro for you.
No, definitely not. I don't mind a lot of the platformers, even the Banjo Kazooies, the Mario 64s.
Hmm.
They really don't bother me. I never feel like they're too retro. I did have issues with Star Fox 64, and the primary reason for that was the inverted uh, controls when the stick when you want to go up or down. I'm just used to a certain way now, and I don't think you could change it. I think Pilot Wings gave me a little bit of a hard time too. I've recently played that as well.
Wow.
So
Okay. Those are on the Switch online service.
correct. Yep.
Okay.
I've been using a lot of that, and including I'm sure you've heard of this game, Wave Rave 64. Maybe you've played that.
Yeah, yeah, I played it a couple months ago.
Yeah. So it's it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. I can't remember if the cart for 64 is inverted or not. It's been a
Yeah, I don't
while.
remember either. Yeah, it probably is because a lot of them were going with that inverted flying mechanic.
Did you enjoy
So
Wave
my guess.
Race when you played it?
Oh, I absolutely love it. Love Wave Race. That was the game that I had. So one of the three games that I did have was Turok, Wave Race, and what was the third game? I can't remember. But I played Wave Race to death.
Wow.
All characters maxed out, just everything.
Nice.
Absolutely love it. Yeah.
All right, another world, Snowman's Land. It's a second snow world.
Yes, bring on the snow. Don't mind it at all.
So, yeah, this one's interesting. It's kind of a snowman's head in the middle of a little avalanched area. A couple elements here. I think it's lacking a little bit of personality, but still cool. There's a star and a little ice patch. There's a star and an igloo at one point. There's a frosted bully on top of this like ice water. You can't fall into the water, otherwise it'll kind of send you flying back.
Become an ice cube?
Magma.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah, jump an ice cube.
Yeah, I don't remember this level either, but it looks really cool. You know what? I think I should play Mario 64 again.
Yeah, you can really cruise through it. I was playing on stream and just for fun, like for 70 stars, and I ended up clearing the game in 4 hours. So
Nice.
that's not bad. Yeah, it'll give you a chance to kind of re-experience some of these worlds you don't remember as well.
Yeah, definitely. Which is most of them.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how your opinion holds up of like all of these worlds, because they look cool on the surface, but some of them are tricky.
Well, I can definitely appreciate you going through them because you're making them look easy. I can assure you that I would not be doing as well right now. So I don't know if you were practicing a lot before recording this, but this is definitely very well played.
Oh, thanks. It's okay. I definitely make my mistakes, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, but even besides that, I'm just saying in general, as you're watching, you're like, oh yeah, this looks easy. I can do this until you start playing the game, and you're like, okay, maybe not so much.
Yeah. There's definitely a layer of like you have to know exactly how to move, like backflips and like side flips and stuff. Not like
Yeah.
entirely, but like it helps to have a grasp on like all the different movement styles for Mario. I really like this area. So, did you ever play Mario 64 DS?
No, never played it.
So in that one, you can play as Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario. And they add 30 stars, some of which are like individualized based on the character. And in that
Nice.
room, if you're, I think, Luigi and you use the invisible cap, you can like run it into the mirror and then you go into this Boo world and you fight a Boo.
Ah,
So, I really like what they do with some of the levels and worlds. And even just within the
Very
castle for Mario 64 DS.
nice. Yeah, very reminiscent of the Luigi's Mansion Boo
Mhm.
fights. I guess I'm assuming I've not seen it, but
Mm-hmm.
he definitely fights them quite often in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of funny.
Tall mountain. This one's tricky. It's a very tall mountain, as the name implies. There's some mushrooms that are just...
Oh, they're the Goombas.
Yeah, Goombas, your guys.
Yeah.
And also just like mushrooms to jump onto, so that's a very Mario element to a game
Yes.
without many
Yes.
mushrooms. Got some Monty moles here.
Yep.
And then there's a monkey towards the top of the stage. It's a pain in the butt. He can steal your cap, your Mario cap, and then you have to go back in the world and get it from him if he gets it from you.
Oh.
Because you take like double damage, and I don't know exactly what else, but it's a little bit of an annoying level to traverse, but I still like it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember a thing about it. Looks
And
pretty challenging.
this is the kind of thing I like about this game too, is like when you're playing for the first time, it's like all of these portraits, which ones can I jump in and which ones can't I? Because like up to
Right.
this point, I think like the first two worlds, it's like you could just go into any portrait that was shown to you, unless it's like one of those hidden ones, like the shifting sandlands, like a wall that you have to jump into, or like the cage is like a hidden thing in the booze, inside of a physical boo. But when you get to the top world, there's like a bunch of portraits that you can't even access. You can't jump into them. There's that monkey. I'm trying
Is that the
so
monkey?
hard. Yeah, I'm trying so hard to stay away from him. I thought about jumping for that mushroom, but I was like, I should probably just go for what I know. I'm always like curious about like, can I reach this star if I go for it? You know.
Oh,
I'm always like weighing the risks and cons, or the pros
you
and
said
cons.
no, thank you.
Yeah, no thank you. Not today. I'm not trying to come back in this level. But I kind of like this too. So, like they use assets from other levels in some of these later worlds.
Yes.
I used to be a little
Yes.
not bothered by it, but like, oh, you know, maybe a little lazy. But this is like very clearly Bob on Battlefield. But I think it's good
Yeah.
that they reuse it in some respect.
Yeah, it's still a little different layout, so yeah, I agree. As long as it adds to the overall experience, I think nothing wrong with reusing assets to an extent.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw that star in the waterfall up there too. I was like, I want it, but I'm not willing to risk it right now.
So, do you plan on going for a full star run with 64?
Yeah, I'll probably finish off one of my files, because to beat the game, you only need 70 stars, like played legitimately.
Okay.
And I went for it, and I totally flopped. It was so sad. But yeah, I'll probably finish off one of my files. Dude, that is so sad. I actually could have saved some space by falling
man.
to the second layer. I think in one sitting, 120 stars is too much for me, but I have a bunch of save files to finish off. One that I played off stream, and one that I played on stream. So I was thinking about streaming the other 50 stars. That could be fun. And then in one of the files. Oh, I gave up on that tall mountain level. I was like, let me go to this one. This is Tiny Huge Island. So you can either play, if you take the warp pipe, you go to the big island where everything's huge, but then on the other side, everything's small. So it's like very interesting to see the differences, like a small piranha plant versus a massive one. A lot of cool elements here too. This has Wiggler as a boss too, so it's pretty interesting. But yeah, no, I think I'd like to 100% the game. It's been a long time since I have. And it's always kind of fun just going to the top of the castle when you do. Have you ever 100%ed the game?
No, I don't recall. So I've never 100%ed any Mario game, but I want to change that. I was thinking about doing it with Odyssey, but man, there are just way too many moves with that. However, there is Wonder, Super Mario Wonder. I am considering doing a full run on that. That would be fun to do.
Interesting. This game shouldn't run you more than like 10 hours to do if you did it, and it's fun. And then Sunshine shouldn't be too bad either. I haven't played Wonder, so, you know, that could be fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a great game. But, yeah, I mean, you always go with the intention, yeah, I'm gonna get everything. Then things fall off. You're like, okay, let me just move on to the next level. And then I have my save file though, so that's the good thing. You know, like you said, just go back to your save files and try to complete them.
Do you think, which game do you prefer, Super Mario 3D World or Super Mario Wonder?
I like them both. If I was just gonna sit here and tell you which game you should play more, I would definitely say 3D World.
Mm.
Um, but that's just my preference. I really I've beaten that game at least 3 times by now, and I'm probably gonna beat it again. Wonder I've played once. It's a great 2D game, but I think overall I prefer 3D Mario over 2D,
Mm.
which may not be a popular opinion, but hey,
I feel like most people do. I mean, it's a little evenly split though. You know, the
yeah,
classics. People grew up with the original ones, but these 3D ones are really good now too.
yeah.
There's a rich history of them. Um, this is called TikTok Clock. Yeah, it used to be one of my favorites, but I think it gives me anxiety now.
Okay.
You're in the inside of a grandfather clock, and you can actually manipulate the time by jumping in at a certain minute hand. So if you go when the minute hand strikes the 12, the entire level freezes. And all those
Ah,
hands and machinations of the clock actually are stationary. So it's actually really helpful for getting around.
yeah, yeah. That is pretty cool.
So it's a really
See now,
interesting concept.
so this is a good time capsule. I can go back and watch this video and say, oh, this is what I need to do or whatever. If I go
Right.
back and play this game,
Yeah, that would
tips and
help.
tricks.
That would definitely help on that level. But you might not even need that level to clear the game at this point, because it's like one of the last 2 levels. I almost look at them as bonus levels, but I guess if you're
Okay.
100%ing, like, it's good to know.
Yeah.
With this one, there's two sides to go in. One of them is a bonus star, and the other one, this is the course. So this is Rainbow Ride. Mario goes on a magic carpet ride throughout the level, and this one is tricky, but it's fun. So you'll see some of the tricks that make this one hard, but this is actually one of my favorite levels in the game. I just think
Okay.
it's so, like, I don't know, Mario.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm saying I should remember this because it looks pretty unique, but I don't. So
No time like the future. So I think I went for an easy star here, but maybe not. We'll see. So you can take the carpet to the top of the world, and then there's like a flying pirate ship in the sky. It's just, there's so many awesome elements here.
this is beautiful. Yeah, I agree.
But it's just hard because there's no railing. The carpet can disappear, and then you're getting blasted fire at while in the middle of the carpet. You have to jump the thing, and then there's also these blocks. But I think that's what makes it
Yep.
fun. You actually don't need this first carpet for a lot of the level. You can kind of jump around and skip it.
Okay.
But you have to be kind of savvy to the level design for it. But I think this is pretty well designed. So
Yeah.
and then doing this in conjunction with the camera is a bit of a tricky mess too. So here we go. We gotta wait for the spiral. The blue fire's not a problem here, but like these turnstiles are really tricky.
Oh yeah. Feel like you're on an episode of Wipeout.
Yeah, the Mario's Wipeout edition.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know, it's getting
You got it.
dangerously
Yep.
close.
Yeah.
I don't even think that one would have pushed me off. But here's the pirate ship in the sky, and I really want to get to it, but I don't know that I do. I think that I got messed up somewhere here. Yep, there it is.
Oh no.
And I lost the carpet. It's so tragic. I was really hoping to have like an hour of gameplay, not like go over, but now I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh man, we gotta do this again. I guess you can get to the carpet now that I'm seeing it. Yeah, there it is. I was like, let me do a different one. See how it goes.
All right. Oh no.
Yeah, there he goes. Absolutely tragic.
You can always tell. Oh no, a little bit of trouble.
At this point, I was like, I'm not gonna do Rainbow Cruise right now, or maybe I do go back. I don't remember. I like this too. So some of the toads they'll give you a star, just out of the kindness of their hearts. But it's nice when you need a quick one to continue through the castle. So you saw me talk to like 3 of them in this playthrough, I think. That gave me stars. One that's on the like 3rd floor, behind the stairwell. Another one that's in this room with the tick-tock clock, and then another one that is in the room with Hazy Maze Cave.
Okay.
So this is a secret room with the flying cap. This one is very tricky, though. I did not get this one. And I'm taken out to the end of the level. So I was like, I need to go back for some of these easier stars right now if I need one more. But yeah, dude, I'm hoping for you to do a run and share your thoughts when you finish.
Yeah.
Do a Mario 64 review.
Absolutely.
First time playing Mario 64 in almost 30 years.
Yeah. It's been a while.
And to close off the 70-star run, I thought I would go for one of my favorite stars here. This is, I think, like Mario Wings or something to victory. I don't know exactly what it's called. But you have to get the wing cap on this island, and then those rings of coins, you have to get the middle coins. And it's a great challenge. So there's like 5 coins which you have to activate, and then it will generate a star.
Nice.
And you can actually tell which coins are the secret coins because they'll pan in on the camera at a further distance than the other coins. So like you'll see it from a further distance for some reason.
Oh.
And there we go.
Got it. Yeah.
I would love to be able to control it to the point where I could just fly through all 5, but I just I never can.
That's good enough.
It is. And so with 70 stars, you can go to the top of the castle, fight Bowser, and rescue Peach. So that's exactly what we're going to do. What would happen is if you get to the top area and you don't have enough stars, there's like a staircase that's an infinite staircase. So he would just keep running up and he would never stop. You can only come back down.
Okay.
It's like one of those iconic staircasing games. It's this one. And so what a lot of speedrunners do to bypass this is they like do a backwards long jump to generate enough speed to go flying up the thing. But yeah, I can't do that, so. Then these Bowser stages are really tricky. Do you remember any of these? There's like 3 of them.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But in general, I remember that these are always that.
Yeah. So leading up to Bowser, there's a stage where you can get 8 red coins and get the star beforehand.
Okay.
But since you don't even need it to beat the game at this point, I didn't even go for this one. But just a lot of like interesting gravity elements. Like here you see like kind of an arrow part where Mario's like running up a wall. It's just really tricky. And unfortunately you're looking at the hardest one and I have a really hard time with it. But it's almost like a little obstacle course. I kind of like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, you're doing quite well. It's impressive.
Well enough, at least. There's just so many elements to this one. It's just, it's so intense. There's like a secret pole up there or something. You could jump off of one of these things. I don't know. I think it's, yeah, there it is. Okay. So do you think you'd like Mario 64 more or less than the other 3D platformers, Galaxy, Odyssey, even 3D World?
I probably, to be honest, I think I would like 3D World and Galaxy more. I just think that they're probably some of my favorite games out there. Definitely 3D World and Odyssey, two of them that I hold in very high regards. But 64 isn't far behind. I mean, you pretty much know what you're getting when you're playing any type of Mario 3D platformer, and they're usually pretty high quality. So,
I know, it's so close. I guess Odyssey's kind of like best of all worlds, because like you really do have these kind of like massive, very personable worlds, and so many moons to get. So I can understand why that's high up there. 3D World is different because like you can play with family, so like that's kind of cool.
But it also incorporates a lot of different. Oh man, that took quite a fall.
Brutal.
The 3D World, I think, so it really introduced the Captain Toad levels too, and I really enjoy that as well.
Right.
There's just, I don't know. I've always really appreciated 3D World, and I know they came out with 3D World and Bowser's Fury. I honestly I like Bowser's Fury a lot too, but people really love it, and I'm not, in as much love with that game as I am with the OG. Plus, towards the end, some of the challenges are pretty insane.
Okay. In Bowser's Fury?
No. In 3D World. Well, I'm sure in Bowser's Fury too. But in 3D World, once you beat the game, there are some additional levels that are pretty difficult.
I remember 3D Land doing that as well. There's an extra game afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so much. I think I almost completed 3D Land, like all the coins, but I was like one or two away, and it's like I had to look up how to get the last one. I was like, I don't want to do this right now. That was a shame. I should have just done it. My like gamer brain is like, I should be able to figure this out, how to get all the stars or whatever. But I'm too stubborn. Here we go.
Made it back up.
I'm going for it this time. I will not miss this. It's like I refuse to do this again. But this is challenging in its own right too, especially if you don't know exactly where to go.
Nice.
Yep. We just have to battle the elements. I was so terrified to get knocked off right there. Did not happen though, thank goodness. I was like, how do I beat this guy? I didn't remember how to get past the wind.
All right.
Here we are. King Koopa. So I always like these Bowser fights.
There we go.
Racing for the tail.
Yeah.
Here we go. And I never can aim it like perfectly with the mines on the corner of the stage, but it's a great challenge anyway. Right. This is kind of the final culmination of them, where it's like the previous ones you had to throw them into one mine and that was it, but this last one is like really tricky. So that's a little exploit you could do. If you pause the game, you can see where you're pointing, and if it's pointing towards a mine.
Oh.
But I like kind of see that one out of the corner of my eye. So I was like, oh, I'll just go for that one. So that's 2. Now it just gets really tricky. He breaks the stage into a star, and you could not be further from the mines.
Yeah.
So this is always a challenge for me. It's like, I don't know how to generate enough momentum there. I don't think you can do it from the middle. You have to get them further towards the edge.
Edge, okay. Oh, that's right.
I always like this polygon-looking Bowser, though.
Yeah.
Better than some of the cartoony stuff. Nothing against it, but I just think, like, this is kind of classic era.
Yeah, I like it. Oh.
Just giving me a real hard time here. And I guess you could rotate the camera, too, to see.
Right.
It's just a little hard to figure out. I was like, I'm going to gamble on it. I'm going to say there's a mine over there. Nope, I already broke that one. Of course, he's tricky too because his shell is like armored, so you want to be careful not to just run into him.
Yep.
Speaking of Bowser battles, Odyssey has like one of the best Bowser battles.
It's really good.
I think that was pretty clever what they did there. Yeah, this is just giving me hell right now.
Oh, that was a double.
There we go. That's it. Boom.
Yep. Got it.
And Bowser's toast.
Yay.
Yay. So iconic. Gotta love it.
Making it back to the bottom. Yep.
I still want my cake. I like this though. Peach is treated with some reverence.
Yes.
Mario! The power of the stars is restored to the castle. And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario.
As always.
We have to do something special for you.
Here we go!
Listen, everybody. Let's bake a delicious cake.
There we go. Gets the cake.
Yep. Yep. That's my kind of prize.
Kissing the cake.
Mario!
So good. Well, there you have it. It's Mario 64.
Well played. Well played.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great having you on for the gaming commentary, and yeah, interested to unpack some perspectives.
Yes, it was fun watching this after who knows how many years ago when I played it. Definitely want to revisit now.
Hmm. Yeah, childhood classic. So you can kind of just let the credits play out and call it a commentary. Thanks for joining Games with T, and everyone at home, go subscribe to him on YouTube here.
Thank you very much. No, appreciate it. It was fun. Hopefully we can do this again.
Sounds good to me. We definitely will. Maybe for a game of your choice. We'll see.
Sounds good.